Well, hello and welcome to Let's Throw the Ball to the Blue Heeler, aka Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. She is enjoying herself this morning, and she's been, she just keeps coming back for about 30 minutes now. We've been throwing the ball out here. Let's see what we got going on the channel this weekend, shall we? Welcome to Morning Coffee.
Maddog Merv today.
Got our French roast this morning again. No wonder I'm a big fat guy. I mean, holy cow. I always had a schmear. A schmear.
He's probably going for bagels. He's trying to steal.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that? This week we are going to be foregoing the shout out. Again, I haven't been doing much in the way of watching things on YouTube this week. It's been a busy week. So we'll get right into last week. Last week we looked at that Mustang 2 kit, the next stage of the build. You don't know how many times I almost threw that thing up against the wall. It's really an aggravating kit, especially when your expectations have been models that actually fit and look right and all that kind of good stuff. The interior on that thing is atrocious. You know, again, we're going back to the 70s when the car was new, when it was made. And still the engineering back then wasn't, I know there were companies that engineered a little better than this. This thing's terrible. But anyway, it is what it is. We've got it to a certain point. I hope that it's been helpful and informative to you guys. I'm going to be attempting the next phase. So on tomorrow's show, we're going to look at the next phase. Now, I can't say it's going to be completely done. It depends on how much I can do today with it. But we'll go on to the next phase, which will be the suspension and the tires. Oh, my goodness. How about those rims, huh? You take them off, and and they're definitely not round. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a big disappointment, especially with some, Keystone Classics. That's kind of like sacrilege, don't you think? For a company to malform Keystone Classics? Jeez Louise. I mean, it's in the name, Keystone Classic, Anyway. We're going to see how far we can get on this next segment, and so we're going to do that tomorrow. The kit hoarder stash. The kit hoarder stash this week. Well, not sure what we're going to do just yet. I'm actually waiting on 2 kits to come in that I have on order. They should be here tomorrow. They should be. But we'll see. And I'd like to look at either one of those. They're both 125th truck kits. And if that doesn't work out, we'll wind up doing a very unique Warhammer kit. So, yeah, you'll want to see the stash this week. So, Maddog's Adventures in Maddog's Adventures in Warhammer 40K. Which, by the way, before I go there, this coffee today, it's really good. This particular one is by a company called Black Rifle Coffee Company, and I get it through Sportsman's Warehouse. My son works there, and so I get a good discount on it. This is Blackbeard's Delight, and man, it is good stuff. And maybe that could be the shout out today, is Black Rifle Coffee Company, veteran owned. Good stuff. So anyway, I digress. Back to the Warhammer 40K on Thursday. I did what's called a color wheel Marines, which I got this wild hair that I wanted to do a couple of different colors. And where this spawned from is when I was making my own custom chapter, if you will, my own custom kill team that you guys saw the captain of a little while ago, a few weeks ago. I was looking at some other colors. I thought, ooh, I like purple. Ooh, I like orange. Some of these others. I thought, why not just do what I call a color wheel of different marine chapters? So I looked up legitimate chapters that I could find from Warhammer 40K of the the Space Marines, and successor chapters, and found that I could do all of these different colors that I really liked. So like the purple, the orange. I wound up, instead of a red violet, it wound up being more of a magenta than I had wanted, but I still really like it. Anyway, if you guys haven't seen it and you just want to see some really cool colors on some figures, check it out. I used the Infernus Marine set so that they were similar poses and all had the same weapon. I could have used anything else, but I thought, no, this will be good. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys that watched it liked it. If you haven't seen it, yeah, maybe check it out, because like I said, the colors are just amazing. So I did get some feedback from a couple of Facebook pages that I belong to, asking how I did certain paint schemes. And there's one that I had posted that you guys haven't seen yet, that we will be covering in the Adventures of 40K here in another week. I think it's the 5th of June is when I'm going to release that one. But you guys have seen this technique from me before. It's basing with Molotow liquid chrome and then using that Liquitex varnish with kind of an orange tint to it to make a gold color. I mean, like a C-3PO is what this guy looks like. You're like, oh, hey, he built C-3PO as a Space Marine. It's really cool. And some guys were wondering, how do you do that? So I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that coming up on the 5th. But that was kind of one of the things I did this week. Worked on the Mustang a little bit. You know, my frustration could only take so much, so I did a little bit of that, and I worked on some more of my color wheel Marines that I was working on. But other than that, the weather's been really nice here for the first time in a while. We've had 70s all week long, and that was great. The kids got out of school. Most of my grandkids are now out of school. We had several graduations, which, watching one at night and then watching the other, the next morning, as I'm sitting in another graduation, it was a busy week, but it was very productive and it was fun. I'm hoping that, like I said, that we can get this Mustang off the plate sooner than later. There's a lot of other car projects now that I'm antsy to get to. You've seen some of them when I reviewed them. The truck that I'm going to be reviewing soon is that new, is it Mobius? Anyway, it's the F-250 Ford Highboy 72, just like what I had. And we will be painting it with Imron, just like I did. So that's going to be fun. But I'm pretty excited for that. I also I've picked up, but it's not here yet, that new K5 Blazer. It's like an 86, so it's like mine, from the movie Stranger Things, or from the series Stranger Things. And it's new tooling. It's wow. Wow. So of course I had to have one. And then we'll be reviewing that at some point in the very near future. So anyway, like I said, it's been a very busy and productive week. The weather's been wonderful. The dogs. Okay, so we're just going to call this segment Throwing the Ball to the Blue Heeler with Maddog Merv from now on. Because she is, and like I said to you guys a couple weeks ago, she finally, since my son moved out, has decided to come downstairs. She sleeps with me now, snuggles up. She's as cute as could be. She's definitely more mellow than she was a month ago. But we come outside and she's got one ear up and one ear like this. You goofball. Dogs. With the new dynamic in the house, with some of the people gone, a couple of the dogs gone, it's really mellowed out the ones that are still here. So I'm having a good time. That's all I can say. So for those of you who are local, we'll be doing the open house at not MRS, at KitLinks at the warehouse on the 31st. So anybody who's here in Salt Lake and wants to come to that on the morning of the 31st, feel free. It'd be nice to see y'all. This weekend I was going to be in Las Vegas for the Best of the West model show, but financially I had some other things come up and just didn't want to didn't want to take the chance to spend my last $2 to go down there to the model show. So hopefully next year I can hit it. All right, folks. So I'm still playing ball with this healer, but I got some modeling to do. So you guys have the rest of a great Memorial Day weekend. If you're here in the U.S., if you're not here in the U.S., well, you know, I don't know. Do they have Memorial Day in other countries? I would be interested to know. What do you guys do, Pete? I should know that, but I don't. Chris, what do you guys do down there in Australia? Which, by the way, Chris, I'm going to be sending you a picture of this this sanguinary guard guy that I did as one of my color wheel. As soon as I can get my messenger figured out, my messenger's been having issues loading pictures and loading text. But once I get it figured out, I'm going to be sending you one of these. I think he turned out really good. So anyway, I hope wherever you are, you guys have a great weekend. We will see you tomorrow for some more on this Mustang too. Bye-bye.